This one goes out to Leah. Well, I've seen a picture of you last Saturday night. Didn't know it was you, but you're looking alright. I didn't understand it.
Hi, and welcome to RCindustry.
But I wanted you to know, where did you come from, baby? Where did you go when, baby? Yeah.
Well, hey, if you don't like fixing things and making them just like brand used, this channel may not be for you. Hey, it's Rick here. Welcome back to RCindustry. Today, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do it anyway. So come along for the ride. Okay, well, the last time we were here, what we did was, well, we fixed it so we could put the air cleaner back on here. And for those of you who are concerned about the height when the hood shuts, we got about 1.5 inches from here to the hood. So, and even then, when we take this hood off and do some repair work on it, it's still not going to be touching this. So I think we're good to go there. And we made a new fuel line. I took and bent a piece of hard pipe down, and so it's got a short rubber piece at the bottom, because the other one went back this way, and the fuel intake on this one is over here. So, and I wanted it, I thought it was best not to run it down that way anyway, because I'm trying to keep it from vapor locking as much as possible, because I did not put a return line on this, and I know a bunch of you have told me I should. The other bunch of you told me it would work fine. So we're going to find out how it's going to work. So anyway, got this fuel line put on. So today, what I want to do is we're going to try to hook up the linkage for the throttle, or the accelerator pedal in the cab, and the kick down, and we might hook up the cruise control too. You never know, we might want to cruise on down the road. So anyway, let's get busy and see what we get into. Okay, first thing I want to do is I'm going to try to take off, this is the old carburetor off of it. So I want to take off this piece here, because all that stuff has to angle on there and get connected. And there is a kit you can buy for this carburetor for the Chrysler linkage, and we may have to wind up doing that, but you know me, I don't want to have to buy anything I don't have to. So I'm going to try to see if I can modify this and make this work. So that's what we're going to do here. And like I said, I don't know if it will, but we'll find out. Oops, got the wrong wrench on the wrong thing. We're using a good old made in USA here today, a Dayton. I don't know what the other one is, but that's what this one is. Take this off. Get that to slide up over that. Not sure, because I know it's adjustable. There we go. So see, that's going to give me quite a bit of an adjustment here on this part. So anyway, I don't know if it'll work, but let's see if it will. Okay, so what we got here is a failure to communicate. No, not really. Alright, so this is our throttle cable. So we know we want to be able to go whoop like that. So, hit it, Elroy! And I'm not sure where these springs will need to attach, but they will have to go on there somewhere as well. So let's see here. There's actually a secondary pin. Let's see, because we got one down here too. That's probably where the springs ought to go, right there. Oh, no, that floorboard's it. We don't want that. Alright, let's look at the adapters that came with the carburetor and see. I think this is going to work for the kickdown and the cruise control for sure. But this one here, the accelerator pedal, it needs to be up in here somewhere too. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so what we've got here is that little piece that I took off that other carburetor is not going to work. So I didn't figure that it would, but you know, hey, it's worth a shot. So what I did is I got me a hardened stainless steel fine thread here with some nuts, and I am going to build me a rack across there to hook all three of those things up. And I got a couple of spacers here, and that ought to be hard enough. I mean, if we break that off, hell, there's something going on worse than, you know, it's going to bend the carburetor linkage, I think, before it ever breaks that. So so that's what we're going to do. This cost, I got about $1.70 in this. Actually, it was $2.70. And that little piece was $18, and I could order it, and they would have it here in approximately a week. I really want to see if we can get this thing running today. You know, it's just been a crazy month. It seems like I cannot get this thing finished. So let's see if we can get this hooked up. All right, show you more. Okay, let's see what we can get done here. I did a little prototype here, and it worked out just fine. It's just that it wasn't long enough, and it wasn't out of a hardened bolt, and I felt like it ought to be, you know, a little harder substance maybe. I don't know. It got really tight in there for some running reason. Figure about the time I get started good, the phone will ring again. Now I can't get off the phone today. You guys probably have those days too. Or horse pussy little Eva. Alright. Got that off there. Now let's put this other one on there. Alright, I brought you down here a little closer. Maybe you can see what's going on a little better. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's get all this stuff off of here. Now we know these things all transition together. Oh, that's nice. That's why I bought extra ones. There's that one. God knows where that fell down at. I don't see it no place. I hope I bought enough of these. I felt like I bought an extra one. So maybe I did. Gotta get all these backed off of here. Now the reason I got all these nuts is I want to space all this stuff out so that it's not, because it's got to go through all of these things, and I want to put a washer on that end because this slot here, you know, you can see that that slot is pretty wide, so we want to put that in there. And then the next thing it's got to go through is this, and we want it about like that. So I'm going to put a nut back here to kind of hold that in that position. So let's run a screw on here, or a nut, as it were. And that looks like about, that's pretty close to where I want it. Something like that. Okay. Now, I may want to double nut that as well, so that doesn't move. on us. I was actually surprised that these little nuts and stuff were as cheap as they were. Let me get got my drop forge wrench here, and this one's made in the USA here. This is but it says drop forged alloy. That's a Mastercraft. So that's probably, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd say that's probably True Value or something like that, I think. Let's see how that does. That looks real good. That's nice and straight. That's what I want to do. Now we got to incorporate this one up here. So let's, in this one I want to put a nut in here with this. Like so. Need about 3 more hands. Anybody got any hands? Let's give him a hand. Let's give him a big hand. Now, I think that ought to come over, because that's kind of angled, so let's get that over a bit. You might find we need to put another nut for a spacer on here. I don't know. I like the looks of that, actually. Let's see what we got here. That should go on there. And then this should go back here. And we should be able to adjust this kind of around where we think we need it. Okay, so that's basically what we have here. We got this can move around. That's what we want. That is not going to get over. We may actually move this over a little bit, and then this is pretty straight. We may actually move this one over a little bit too. I'll tweak around with this a little bit and then I'll show you more. Alright. Okay, I think it looks like it's going to work just fine. That will release and pulls back, and we can open the throttle up all the way. So, alright. Let's see if we can get some wiring figured out back here. We need to run a wire to this thing that's on all the time, even during cranking. And we need to find a hot wire that will hook up to the choke. Alright, show you more. Okay, well that wire right there has got 11.49 on it, key on and during the starting phase. So I'm going to mark that here. 11.59. So almost 12 volts. Okay, so let's go on to our next one here. Okay, so we can see, let's see our key, that's key on, 10.9 point. During start mode, it doesn't change much. So that one is probably on the ballast resistor, so we probably won't use that one. Alright, show you more. Okay, so what we got is this one here is what fed the resistor block. So it's on all the time, even during cranking. So we're going to hook that one. I'm going to make it a piece that will go in here, and we're going to fix that one to plug in for the distributor. This one went to some kind of sensor up there on the block, or up on the intake manifold. So that one's 11.6 key on and under start. So we're going to hook this one to the electric choke. And the rest of these, we're going to kind of tuck away eventually. I'm going to tape them off so in case there would be random electric that run through them, I don't want it shorting out. Because what I want to try to do is find the one that works the RPM gauge, because if I can find that one, then I'll hook that up on the other terminal on that distributor, and then we can use the factory RPM gauge. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get an aftermarket one and put in there. Okay, so let me kind of get this all buttoned up, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, show you more. Okay, so we got our hot wire that came with the choke, and we swung that around over here, and we've hooked that up to our constant 12 volt. Well, it's like 11.6. And then right here is the wire that goes to our coil. I actually ought to put some tape around that. That plugs into this existing thing that used to go up here to this side of the resistor block. So now that just goes all the way over and powers the distributor. So we should be good to go. Now this wire I've got stubbed up here, that one's the one that comes off the tack terminal off of this distributor. And I don't know if in this mess anywhere, all these trinkets and everything, if we can find the signal wire that goes up to the tack or not. But we'll try that and see. You guys out there probably know which one that is, you Mopar guys, so you could probably tell me that. But anyway, alright, I think I'm going to put a little gas in the back of this thing and stuff a little down that thingy right there, and we're going to hit the key and see if it'll light off. Alright, show you more. Alright, I don't know. Let's put a little bit down in here. Give it a little drink, see if it'll do anything. I don't know if these are vents, I guess. Alright, let's see if it'll do anything. Well, there you got her, guys. It does run. I don't know if the gears work yet. I need to check that out. It's real loud under there. I got to get my buddy Kent up here, you know, the expert welder that helped me out on the War Wagon. If you haven't watched that episode, go back and check that one. He put a, I would call a junkyard exhaust on there, man. We had all kinds of old parts and heat ground and cut, and man, that thing works really good now. We're actually going to take a ride out to the dump in it coming up in one of the next videos that we're going to do, so show you how that thing rides down the road. But anyway, it looks like the CrustyChrysler's alive, so that's a good thing. Don't know if it's got any gears yet. I don't even think it's got any water in it or antifreeze or anything like that, so I just wanted to make sure we're going to run before we went any further. So sounded great. You heard it first. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. And following along with all my making it just like brand new stuff. You know, we're kind of on a limited budget here. You know, I complain about everything, gas prices, I mean, it's food prices, it's all crazy, man, and parts for these things they're crazy too. I don't know, I just never have had a lot of cash. I'm blessed by the Lord in many ways, but you know, can't go out and just buy all kinds of stuff all the time. So anyway, it's always been that way. That's cool. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Be sure and subscribe. And remember, you too can make things just like brand used.
Well, I've seen a picture of you